yo, what's up? It's your boy. Let's go. Drake is being accused of being a colorist. Some people are like, what is that, right? Exactly. Champagne sloppy. Oh, that bus is always on time. Shots of fire. Champagne sloppy. Here we go again. Now, while the saboteurs work hard to try to sabotage the video and what we're about to say, uh, Drizzy Drakenstein, Snow Walker himself, champagne sloppy. Now, a lot of people probably haven't heard or hadn't had the information before. Another video full of lies and deceit, and we hadn't even started talking yet. We haven't even said anything. You jumped the gun. You jumped the gun. Thank you, though. We appreciate your participation. Now, can we commence to what we were doing before we were so rudely interrupted? Now, we all remember all of the things that was happening with Drake, and we'll we'll do the first thing last. Let's keep it on the album, shall we? Some sexy songs for nobody who asked for 'em. I don't know who these sexy songs are for, because it damn sure wasn't for us. Because we didn't find the song sexy, and we found it pretty goddamn annoying. Now, there are some people that are trying to pretend like they like Brussels sprouts. Or, very good. They're pretending like they like this album, and it just makes them look even more stupid. Now, going down this road, there has been a lot of people talking about just wait and see. I told people the album is gonna drop, it's gonna fall. The only reason that it was in the top 100 was because of the interest of hearing what he was gonna say about Kendrick Lamar. The roles have reversed. For everybody who think Kendrick needed Drake, no, Drake needs Kendrick. He needs to mention Kendrick to be relevant. He can't make a hit song on his own. He just shows you right now. Nobody wants to hear him. And he created all this. Now, this is the Billboard's Hot 100. The hottest songs that's going right now. You see Luther still going strong. Number one, yet again, it's still Luther. Not like us. 42 weeks on the charts is number three. It went down one slot. Remember, number six was Give Me a Hug last week. TV Off is at the fourth spot again, still in the top place. So that's how you know these songs are still getting buzzed. The Super Bowl was a month ago, y'all. A month. A month ago was the Super Bowl. That's right. 1 month ago. And where's Give Me a Break or whatever the hell that song called? Give Me a Hug that y'all thought was so great. Where is it? Squabble Up is is at 10. It was at number 5 last week. It's at 10. Nokia was at 10. It's at 11. That's the highest song on there right now. There was no marketing for Nokia. 30 for 30 was 14 last week. Now it's at 15. Okay. Where is "Give Me a Break" or whatever the song is y'all love so much? Give me a hug. Uh, a rap battle song called "Give Me the Hug." All the stars is above that song now. It was 15 last week. It's 23 this week. There's "Give Me a Hug." "Give Me a Hug" was 6 on his debut. 6. That's where it came in. The second week, it drops all the way to 28. Do you wanna know why? Oh, I'm so sorry, Fly Gemini. I had that in the way. I'm sorry. That's on me. You see that? It's all the way down to 28. That's not me hating on Drake. That's the results of what's happening in the world. I don't control what happens to Champagne Sloppy. Neither does Academy. Even though he believes like he moves the needle. He don't move no damn needle. Cause if he moved the needle, why your boy dropping in the damn rate? Hmm? You don't control nobody listening to your ass, but a bunch of doggone womenless men and boys living in their mama's basement, tapping on keyboards. They don't control nothing. Casa not. They don't move no needle in hip hop. They're not hip hop. They're not connected to anything hip hop. They can stream to gaming consumers. They don't move the needle to where it really matters in the game. That's the difference. Absolutely. Now look at this. He cursed himself. Look at that. Now, Die Trying, he wants to link that to Party Next Door. Why is it linked to Party Next Door, Drake and Yaba? This is on your album. The same album. I'll Give Me a Hug gonna say Drake, but this one's gonna be titled to Party Next Door, Drake and Yaba. And Die Trying is the only one that has some replay value. Give Me a Hug is a generic version or the original version of what he was gonna do with the Family Matters beat, the second beat that you hear, and that's dropping. Remember he had all those songs in the top 100, right? Pickaboo is at 37, went from 38 to 37. BMF is still up there, and it's been 10 weeks on the charts. BMF is going up. These are songs that are real, that stand in the charts. You can see them, and you could tell those. Cry for Me by the Weekend, 4 weeks on the chart. It's at 50. But you could see what's really happening. Remember CN Tower? Y'all was telling me was so dope. 2 weeks, it's at 60. It went from 18 to 60. I said, CN Tower is trash. What you mean it's hot? So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to these records. Remember Jello, and he got the hottest song, Jello. The top song, Jello, on the charts, it topped at 29, right? Last week it was 59. It went up to 2 notches to 57. So again, Tweaker by Jello, y'all thought was so hot, it only came to 29 on the charts. Because you know who listening to Tweaker? A bunch of tweaking 22-year-olds going, whoa, whoa, show me some more. In the real world, Tweaker don't get played. Nobody's dealing with this song. So I'm trying to tell you, it's not the way it appears. It showed up on the NBA halftime. They did the song. Nobody thinking about no damn tweaker because it does not relate universally to everybody. It doesn't hit all the age groups. It don't move the needle. Somebody loves me. This was 30 when it debuted. It's at 61. That's a massive drop. Clouds by J. Cole. This is a disappointing premiere for it. But since they tried to stop me from playing J. Cole and them team, got UMG or whoever they did, just didn't want to put my review out. But it's on the Patreon. It's on the Patreon. I still got the video. I just ain't played it, but it's on the Patreon. So you ain't stopped nothing. I was actually, they thought I was gonna give them a bad review for the song and come out and hate on J. Cole. They just assumed when I actually liked the song. And it's at 69. This is first week on the chart. You know why it's at 69? Because there's no push by J. Cole. There's no promotion to push clouds. Something about you. 26. 2 weeks on the chart, right? Now, deeper. Another song that these guys like. 3178. Leaving the charts. Next week it'll be gone. Mothballs is at 29. It's at 86. Raining in Houston was 43. It's 87. Spider-Man Superman was at 35. It's 91. Anymore. Pimmy Dilemma was 45. It's 94. It's going out of here. Hey now is at 95. It was at 81. It's been 14 weeks on the chart. That's normal. This is the second week on the chart. Small Town Fame, 97. It's finna go. About to go. Bye bye. Say bye bye. All these Drake songs, they're leaving. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Bye bye to the charts. Bye bye. Now, because these songs are saying bye bye and they're going away, that's not the whole gist of the problem. The gist of the problem grows even bigger because a lot of these people still lying. Drake album is doing phenomenal with no push from UMG. Hmm. What is UMG supposed to do? How is the album doing phenomenal? I don't. What is phenomenal? Doing less than GNX is phenomenal. So let me get this straight, right? Is UMG trying to stop the album or the album's doing phenomenal? Because if it's doing phenomenal, why are you blaming UMG? You can't have it both ways. If the album ain't selling, it's UMG's fault. If the album is selling, look what Drake's doing. He can't be stopped. UMG can't stop him. Come on. It's an excuse. We know. Stop. You make yourself look silly. Y'all act like I'm the one. Now, how am I lying when you're looking at the charts? I don't work for Billboard. I don't make the Billboard charts. Now, if you want to go to albums, let's do that. Okay. Let's go to the album. No, this the singles, I think. Yeah, these singles. Now, I don't want all charts. I want the album. Okay, this is the 200 album. Now, you see, it was number one on his debut. It is now dropped to number 2 on the chart. There's some sexy songs for you because they're still running off the tallies because they had a bye week. Well, not a bye week, but President's holiday. So they had both numbers added up today together. So it's Fool's Gold. So they have extra days. So because the extra days are involved, they have it dropped only to number 2. GNX has still held its position at number 3 for albums. It's been on the charts 14 weeks. SZA album has been there 116 weeks. It's at number 4. Now, you're talking about success, right? Do you want to know where some sexy songs for you is going to be in 14 weeks? Number 2 is a flop. I never knew that. Well, yeah, in your second week. If you're number 1 when you debut, if you're not number 1 next week and you drop to number 2, something's gonna slide you right off the board. And believe me, I don't time is gonna tell you. Let this guy sit here and see this, right? So you think Drake is gonna be number 2 next week? Next Monday? Drake gonna be number 2 next Monday, right? You know the reports come out Monday. Drake gonna be number 2 again? Huh? All right. That's what I want to see. So next week, some sexy songs for you are gonna be up on the list. Jim Jones dropped a fire album for the culture from my city. Once you said Jim Jones, Phil, it was already over. Now, I understand. Y'all want this too. Y'all can't stand it. It is dooming y'all. Y'all can't stand the fact Drake is losing. It's eating your soul. And it's okay. I get it. I get it. It's like watching your favorite basketball team get eliminated in 5 or 6 games out of the playoff. You can't stand that y'all losing to a team y'all thought y'all should beat that you don't like. But guess what? A lot of people don't like the president of the United States of America, but it's what it is, right? So you got to deal with it. After 48-hour streams off that Drake album fell 60%. What does that tell you? Don't worry. He has to see it flop. This guy just said he's looked at the charts and said Kendrick's number 3. Did he flop? Kendrick album has been out 14 weeks. 2 weeks. 14 weeks. 2 weeks. Once again, kid, we're trying to help you here. You're losing. If you gonna be at the top 3 in 14 weeks, you are doing amazing. Let's see if some sexy songs for you is at 4 and 116 weeks. Let's see if it shoot back up that far. Let's see. GNX was number 1 for about 3 weeks straight, if not longer. Right. Why would people go to Drake for some sexy love song? There's like 20 artists in front of Drake when it comes to R&B. I know these people that they listen to anybody but him. They'll listen to the weekend before they listen to him. And none of them songs are sexy. It's about him whining and trying to get high school girls. Still, that's what they were talking about. These women was like, this album is not it. I was like, like it, young girls. They like it. That's what they want to go through. All right, he's not R. Kelly. Well, as far as the music, he's not R. Kelly. Now, let's get to the other part of why we're here. Now, the reason of why we're here is very clear to me in my eyes. Let's go to the dominoes. Drake, aka Champagne Sloppy. A guy named Ken James. Are you related to LeBron James? Because you must suffer from the same insomnia. I've been live for about the last 3 games. So what did you talk about? Go watch the timeline. Now, here we go. Now, that's the woman that he settled with out of court. Drake seems to be suffering from a colorism issue that seemed to be rearing its head that some people have missed and some people have found and noticed. Drake has when Kendrick alluded to him having sort of a nympho fetish, he treats certain women differently than he treats others. This woman named Layla Lace had implied that she doesn't think he likes dark skinned women or women who are darker. He treats them differently. He demeans them. And it was sort of a fetish thing that was pretty weird. And because of it, she was like, I couldn't, And he's forcing her to do things that was just egregious. And mm-mm, she couldn't go for it. And he tried to sue her and was like, I'm suing her for lying on me, trying to ruin my name in the press. But then went behind closed doors and wanted to settle this thing because he had to pay 500,000 like to an open case. Mm, mm, mm. Had to settle with this woman out of court. So, wow. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this and saying that, oh, this woman's just a liar and just like everyone else. So they kept it quiet. They pushed her to the side, made her look crazy, and everyone just went along with the beat and ignored it. But he seems to have a thing for women with ginormous boobs. You got to have ginormous boobs for him to get excited. He loves that. He got to have. Now, a man can like what he wants, you know, but there's been a lot of instances with this guy and a lot of situations with a lot of women that he has been involved in on the low, not publicly. Mhm. that he dedicated his album to. This woman is like triple F boobs, and he loved this woman. The woman who died in Dubai in a motorcycle accident when she was out there doing some quote unquote work, and Drake dedicated the album to her after he just spoke to her. Mm. So she wound up dead, and she had just spoke to Drake. I mean, this thing doesn't surprise me. Well, you got to understand that he likes him a certain way. That's just his fetish. That girl ended up dead, Mercedes. She came back home from visiting Drake in Canada. She flies back home, and now she's deceased. Somebody was waiting in her home and unalived her. Mhm. This girl here, right? The Tiger Lily, whatever. Tiger Booty. Remember Tiger Booty? She went overseas. She ended up deceased from Houston, Texas. One of Drake's favorites. She's dead or unalive. Y'all starting to get this picture yet? Y'all starting to put this together yet? Dead on the side of the road in Houston. Drake used to follow her. Alexis. She's dead in Houston. Ain't that where you just moved, Drake? Ain't that where you love to reside? You rapped about Alexis, didn't you? Okay. Remember her? The Niecy girl? She's dead. One of Drake's favorites. Another person who was in contact with Champagne Sloppy. About 5 girls, all dead, all unalive. A lot of them happen to be in Houston. Yep, all on the Patreon. Now, mhm, yep. So we did the video on them. Yeah, it's amazing how these women just had these certain events happen to them, and they're unalive. See, and we're just pulling the layers back. Don't forget to hit the like button while you're here, because we're just getting started. Oh, we're just getting started. Hit that like button up. If you like where this is going, hit that like button up because we need to keep it cooking here because we're just getting started. Oh, you want a mo? We got a lot of mo. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, what has this got to do with sloppy? Why does this keep happening to him? Well, let's go back to the Joe Button podcast and let's go back to give me a hug. Now, didn't he say something on the frames of like Melissa Ford? She's something from the city or whatever, a queen, a goddess from the city or something crazy like that. Didn't he say something stupid like that? Now, do you know why Joe Budden rarely brings up the topic of what they really want to go through, but they not bringing it up on the show? Is the fact that Melissa Ford used to sleep with Drake and he was sleeping with her and her best friend at the same time, and they didn't know about it. Takara, she was the big body model that was on Tyler, what's that? Tyra Banks, America's Top Model in the past, and Drake was loving them boobs. He loved it. He had to have it. And then Melissa Ford was like, "Oh, you sleeping with him too? Well, you can have him. I don't want to share him and lose my friend." So she gave Drake over to Takara. She's like, "You just date him then." So she's a side piece for Drake. So that's why he was bringing up Melissa Ford's name. Mm, yeah, I know, right? So that's the angle he wanted to take in the situation. Notice the dark skinned woman with big boobs, he treats like, yeah. So where does this get to the colorism? All right. We know he got a fetish going here, alleged fetish. Hmm. He said definitely the son of Satan. let's let's go deeper to the situation and get to the colorism. Hmm. Now, Drake has been somebody who has appeared to be like he's with the brothers. Like, yeah, the brothers, we doing this and all of that stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with the brothers. I'm pro black. I love my sisters. I love this and that. But no, he don't. He seems to put more people on a pedestal. Like if you're light skinned black, he looks at you different. He treats you different. If you're a dark skinned black, he treats you with disrespect. Mhm. No one listened when other girls would say this kind of stuff. Like, he's not as nice. He sends girls threats, all kind of things, right? But he's so confused that he forgets who he is. He believes, yeah, a lot of people believe he believes that exactly what you were saying. He believes that he is he is above all of it. Like, he is the essential black guy. He believes all his nonsense. He believes this rhetoric that he's a good guy and that he's the brother that he could be. That's exactly what I was about to say. That was exactly what I was about to go there. He believes and he wants to point out Kendrick got problems. Like, why are you dating that woman that's lighter than you? Like, you supposed to be this black activist. Why are you going after this woman? Right? You the pro black man. Why you go? We know the girls you actually like. But if you see here, just like those, like he just said, like here, our son should go play in the park. Two light skinned kids. That shit would be cute. Unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. So he's already alluding to the fact, once again, that light skinned people are cute, but alludes that Kendrick don't want to be seen with anybody blacker than him. A lot of people miss these lyrics because they don't really listen to Drake, but he tells on himself in his music. And he thinks he's clever with these stupid bars. Like, you write about F the big three, it's only Big D, and there's video proof. He's bragging about a video that he leaked of himself with a prosthetic on to try to say that's his private part. We get it. We got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get it. You think that you put gin in your juice. You think that it's like, come on, man. This is this is like nursery rhyme rapping. This is cat in the hat. Dr. Seuss Mother Goose rap. We get it. We got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get it. You think to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you bishop them juice. Like, come on. Really? You bringing this to a rap battle? That's sad. That is so sad. Racist nursery rhymes and lies. Exactly. And to show you that once again he's facing the colorism issue, he done it again. On the song Greedy. You remember Greedy? You probably don't because don't nobody listen to Drake no more. But he got a song on this garbage album called Greedy that Outlaw likes. And he had me listen to this song. And I heard it, Outlaw. And that's how I'm able to point it out here today. So thank you for pointing that out to me. Now listen to Greedy. And he once again tries to be slick, but once again, and I don't think it's a long song at all, to be honest. Like, it was pretty short. Like, Drake had, like, 1 verse on the song. Let me see. Let me blow it up for y'all to see. There you go. Y'all can see it now. Let me get whatever garbage that is out the way. Now, you see it right here? What does it say? "I've been a nice guy. People I've done right by flipped on me. But girl, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright." Lame shit. Not surprised by nothing. I just take it in stride. On the bright side, everyone's on my side. You see how he does that again, trying to be slick? On the bright side, saying you're alluding to all white people being on your side. Not surprised by nothing. I take it in stride. On the bright side, everyone's on my side. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. No, they're not. So on the bright side, they still rooting for you? No, they're not. See, the bright side like what's hot. They like the money. You think they're allowed to you. No, you mean the small hacks that you got in your corner, they like you. They only like you though if you're bringing the money because they don't view you as part of their community, buddy. No, no. You think you're in all the way. You're not. You're affiliated through association, right? You're cool with them as long as you have a purpose to serve to them. Once you don't, there's no use for you no more. So on the bright side, they all on your side. That's why he put it in that format because it wouldn't make sense any other way because nobody's on your goddamn side. Everyone ain't on your goddamn side. So that's why he said on the bright side, like the white people are really with me. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Racist white people, baby. Yep. Drake make light skinned people look bad. He's a mulatto. He's mixed. And he acts like he's not. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Biracial, hateful, denying even their blood. It's the mental poison that's even worse than them drugs. That boy is confused. Maybe he's scared of black women. Of course he is. He doesn't relate to them. Nothing he does relates to black women, really. He sees them as objects for his own pleasures and affection. And the darker they are, the less respect he seems to have for them. I mean, he's not the first person to act this way, but it just shows you the colorism and points out the problems and issues it is around the world. But he went out of his way to make that line stick out. That's why I had to show you the patterns of his rhyming behavior so that you could see the way he talked. It's not the big three. It's just Big D. And I got video proof. It's like it's not clever, it's childish rap. It's like immature rap. It's like what most of his fan base say. He has not matured. His music is not mature. And it hadn't. It's bad. Now it's been wrestling week on my Patreon, but I did update y'all on the Kendrick Lamar situation with Drake yesterday. The fact that we exposed The Rock yesterday was the biggest news ever, and that's been doing quite well. As you can see here, the secrets The Rock is hiding because Rock got this squeaky clean image, so nobody wanted to touch it. But I brought a video back that y'all wanted to see, and we had this here when Kendrick owns your boss. We did this last night, and now you get to see why. When Kendrick owns your boss, you see Drake might own Act, but who owns Drake? So put some respect on his name, Tubby. You better learn to put some respect on that boy's name. With his OVO diaper on. Look at him. He got his little OVO diaper on. So you got to remember who's your daddy. Rihanna curves Drake live on TV. He tried to kiss her. Drake gives stalker vibes. Yeah, he does. He stalks women, then he tries to talk bad about them on records. Disrespects Serena, disrespected Rihanna. He's like a scorned woman himself. He's what you would call a princess boy. He trying to look better than the women. He be in the mirror. That's why we call him Duck Lips on the Patreon. He known as Duck Lips. Now this is the one that's back at the top. Y'all wanted to see this again. So it's back on the top. Jay-Z, LeBron, and Diddy are a part of this psyop. And I break it down and explain to y'all the psyop that they're a part of. So when he says he didn't know Diddy and Diddy ain't his friend no more, I had to explain to you what happened and how they're all connected. So a lot of people have missed that one and said, dude, I can't find it. So I brought it up for you. Then I pinned it to the top, so it's there. So yeah, we got Dominic Mysterio situation, shocking WWE news. So we got all the wrestling info coming up. Yeah, I gave y'all some bad picks that day. Tony Busby's problems are growing because of his shady past. Drake rumored to have cases in Australia pending. That video's up. Tank Davis reaction. Joy Taylor suspension. The behind the scenes info with Floyd and 50 Cent conversation that they had. And Stephen A. Smith, Pat McAfee drama explained in detail only on the Patreon. This is some man, we've been on the tear. I didn't Dennis Rodman, you didn't know. Look, we've been on a tear. Hey, we've been on a tear over there, man. I want to thank all y'all who are Patreon members, like my man Sir right here. Exactly. All these stories is fire. And we got about 50,000 more to go. So we got the livest Patreon channel going. And I want to thank y'all for keeping that the way it's been, keeping it at 1,000. Y'all have not slacked off. Cameron and Ocho Cinco. That's the things you didn't know about that. The Patreon only version of Steve Smith Sr. and LL Cool J mix up. Gotta explain. Yeah. So we explain that in full detail over here on the Patreon. And then the clip of the video that's coming out.
Say, Mike, I hear you like I'm dumb. You better never go back to game one. To anybody wear Jordans they in love, just make sure you hide Scottie Pippen from them. Oak Tree couldn't even get your hand-me-downs. Marcus overseas playing with his nose now. And he got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified nepotism, certified Jordan child. Wop. See, don't mess him up. Wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you hating on Zeke, huh? MJ trying to pull our leg, and it's probably a parlay. Mike lied to us. Mike lied to us. Mike lied to us.
Yep. Mike lied to us is a hit, and it's going to the top. Yeah, so if you got the Patreon, sign up, become a member. We're going to have a lot of fun. Kyrie Irving was going to do that, a one-on-one basketball for the All-Star game next year in the NBA. But that's canceled now because Kyrie's going to miss almost all the next season if you do come back. Mm. Well, the way I looked at it is it was some Valentine's Day slop that was given to y'all, right? Nobody's playing that album, and I damn sure wasn't on Valentine's Day. It's like this. It would be amazing to see Drake rebound with a banging album after getting ethered, or as long as he's been ethered. Uh, but the fact of the matter is this: Kendrick Lamar is just a better rapper. He really do this. You have countless reference tracks on YouTube right now that you could play. Oh, he must have went back to the beginning. So he's got countless reference tracks that you can listen to right now. Reference tracks. Play me one reference track of Kendrick Lamar. Exactly. You got all these artists come out and tell you, oh my God, it's just awful. It's god awful. I've seen a lot of things done in the past that didn't make a lot of sense, but this one definitely don't make a lot of sense. This dude definitely has a colorism issue. He definitely don't treat dark skinned women the same way he treats light skinned women. He holds light skinned women on a higher pedestal than dark skinned women. Mm. Did Drake make songs? Well, did he make songs that I like in the past? Absolutely. Everybody acts like I just always grew up hating Drake. No, he made some good songs that I like. Then he made a lot of songs I did not. He changed. And once he started sounding like 21 Savage and his music changed, he's been downhill ever since. As I tried to tell y'all, he has been on the downside for about the last 3 years before he even started. Probably been longer than that, but before he started his dissension into hell, Drake's name was still up there, but he wasn't really selling anymore. People had grown. People who had followed Drake, they got older. As they got older, they weren't really listening to Drake no more. And the new kids, they weren't listening to Drake at all. They were listening to people like Tyler the Creator and all that. They got people that's in their young age bracket that they're listening to. Drake is the old guy. They weren't listening to him no more. So I'm making up a narrative that is a reality. Go pull up his record sales. Since I'm since I'm just making up a narrative, since you believe it's a narrative that is made up, bring his charts. All you got to do is bring up his charts. That's it. But you know what? I'll do it for you. Hey, how about that? Let's take a look, buddy. He said I'm making up narratives twisting that common logic. Boom. Let's look at his album sales. And so far, this is the worst debut next to Honestly Nevermind. But you're looking at Drake's releases. You would love my thoughts. My thoughts is that this guy is losing it. Now, look at this. This is Views. I can't stand Views out. I thought that was some mediocre crap. I was excited for it, and everybody excitement made it his highest album because it came off the strength of back to back. But it took him to a new stratosphere. Then he had More Life, which I like, and it was way better than Views. But More Life only came up to this much, but he was doing pretty much better than what he wanted to do. Then Scorpion was his last great album. And this was the last deal of his contract. hmm So now you see, right? And this is how Drake catalog is broken down. hmm Since his contract was done, this is all Cash Money, Young Money, all of these records here. After Scorpion was the double album, so it was the two albums that he owed them was paid off. He's no longer got to pay Cash Money, uh, Young Money, all that's gone. He now can get his deal. He's completed the bad deal, and since he's completed the deal. Look at what he's put out. The demo tapes, that was Dark Lane demos, that was out. Okay. That was supposed to do that. Certified Lover Boy, the first real Drake album on the new deal. It underperformed. Did grossly lower than usual. Honestly, never mind. That thing was god awful. Her loss was even worse. Right? For all the dogs. For all the dogs. Look, for all the dogs. It's his worst performing album, and this one has probably been to come lower than that. So he was already on the decline. Drake last three projects were almost in the cellar. For All the Dogs was his worst performing album. You know, because what songs do you play off that album? Nobody plays songs off that album. Nobody. So I'm just keeping it real. Nobody's playing songs off that album, B. Now you get to see for real. So Kendrick just threw the dirt on the body. He was already in the grave. And this is what I've been trying to tell y'all for years. Oh no, sir. That's called had. He did have a bad contract. He had a bad contract. Yes. And you know what he did? He went to court and he sat out 5 years and he restructured his deal. And he no longer has Aftermath eating off him, which is Dr. Dre. He no longer has a TDE eating off him. He now has PG Lane. Okay. He has a licensing deal. Let me explain something to this young kid who don't understand anything. Let me explain it to you about the business of what's happening. Kendrick Lamar has a licensing deal. Drake does not. Drake is signed to UMG in a 360 deal. So he gets money up front. Kendrick Lamar, first week sales of Section 80. Why are we going to Section 80? Dude, go sit down, man. Now, let me explain to y'all what's going on. PG Lane has a licensing deal with Interscope. So that means they're getting more money back off of their records. Kendrick Lamar is going to make $30 million probably plus off of the music himself, off of the album sales. He's getting, PG Lane, the company, is getting about 30 million off the album. Guaranteed. Probably the best deal that's ever been done in the music history for an artist is to have a licensing deal. So they have a distribution deal with UMG, with them just having a licensing deal with Interscope. That means they pay Interscope their fee for the licensing and they own everything. So they own it. So they're in a better boat. So UMG makes more money if they promote Drake because they get the most off of him, but they can't make people buy the records. They have marketed the hell out of Drake. They had Spotify have all the damn pages of Drake. That's all documented. People were complaining, like, look, dude, this is advertisement. I paid for no advertisement. What is this? They had to give people free music and say, hey, look, we're gonna give you 3 months because they did that. That was illegal. That's on the internet, that's documented. So the fact that he's crying and he's going to lawyers and he's doing things that is counterproductive to him. Pull up the first week sale for Section 80. Why did you go to Section 80, sir? Because you couldn't go to any other Kendrick album, could you? He went to Section 80. He couldn't find another Kendrick album. He's like, oh, I can't use that one. Oh, can't use that one. Can't use that one. Damn, I can't use that one either. He needs to apologize to the owls, man. Right. Why can't they push you to the top of the ladder? You know why? Oh, Drake's tour. Oh yeah. Steph, if you want to watch the tour, I got Drake's whole Canada tour on the Patreon. And it's free. If you want to see, I mean not Canada, Australia. You want to see Drake's Australian tour, the whole set in 4K, I got it for you. It's on the Patreon and it's free. I put it free for anybody that want to watch it. Go in there, type Drake Australia. Just type in Australia in the search. It'll pop up. So you don't even have to be a member and join. You could just go to my Patreon page, go to the search, type in Drake Australia. It'll pop up. You can watch the tour. So if you're a Drake fan, I did that for you. So you didn't have to go watch it. I got it all for free, just for you. How would somebody suppress an album anybody can get on their Apple, YouTube? Anyway, how could they suppress you? I know. That's why we didn't respond to that. Dan, we didn't even respond to it like that because Section 80 is a mixtape, but let him hold on to that. Why do you think we didn't entertain it? It just he's just trying to get attention. Well, if you want to see it, go look it up. No, your boy the one that Tootsie Slide. A 360 deal means that they get to eat off your tour, they get to eat off your merch you sell, they get to eat off everything your name touches until they get their money back. So whatever money they gave you, they get to eat off everything. Record sales, videos, images, everything. That's why they were able to pull down all that plot twist crap he was doing. They were able to snatch that crap down. UMG put a label on that thing, boop, take it down. They own it all, buddy. They own your likeness. They own the toilet you take a shit on, boy. You owe them. You took a 360 deal. You were bragging about all the hundreds of millions you were getting up front. You don't even realize you're being robbed anyway, but hey, that's for him to figure out. See, that's the trick when it comes to 360 deals. You think it's they convince you that it's based off of what you're doing right now and how hot and successful you are now. But the money they're giving you, they've already got that money. They're not hoping that you pay them back. That's just extra. They're still gonna eat off your old catalog. Your old catalog generate the money that they're giving you right now. So they know how much they're really like. It's really worth. So they'll go, oh no, this catalog is worth this much. No way. Drake was not as rich as he had let on. King James, King James, rather. Drake was owed money. Drake didn't have a lot of money. He had a lot of money in theory. He didn't have a lot of money in liquid. He had sold all those records, but he was paying out too many people. He had to pay out Universal. They're going to get paid. Cash Money Records is getting paid, even though they got nothing to do with the album, Baby and all them. They got nothing to do with Drake album. Young Money, you got to pay them, and then he gets paid. So that's three people that's eating off your album and getting your money before you even touch it. We ain't even mention his management. Then he got to pay James Prince and Mob Ties. You got to pay them. So you paying Mob Ties. You paying James Prince ain't on one record, but he got Jay Prince. He got to pay. He got to pay all these people before he get any money. Right. Yeah, it's got more first week sales than that. Exactly. Mr. Morale went on a whole European tour off Mr. Morale. Maul was sitting front row damn near at Mr. Morale tour. Called it the greatest show he had ever seen. That's Maul, who sat at Mr. Morale's tour. OVO Maul was sitting right there cheering almost every performance, every song. That's Maul. But now, because he come at Drake, he got to turn back into the puppet, which means your credibility is zero. When Drake is selling 140 in his 14th week, then that would be an accomplishment. That's right, David Riley. And we know that ain't happening because he gonna be doing this kind of music. Hey, 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 hey. That's the music he gonna be making from now on because his career is done. He said academics complained about the Drake stands in 2016. Now he's the biggest one. He was the first person I ever heard say OVO sweatshop. He was the first one I ever heard say OVO sweatshop. Now I don't know if it came from him. He said if Drake could rap better than some people. I mean, the thing is, if he battled Future, and the thing is he don't want to battle Future because he know Future know way too much about it. And the fact that him and Pluto fell out, that hurt him badly because he need Pluto. Drake need everybody around him to be great. He can't be great without him. So you see, look over here where it says right there, where it says features. See there where it says features? Look how Drake features have done. So all the songs he was featuring, Drake is better as a feature artist on other people's records. You see that? So he's getting paid by feature. And that's how Lil Wayne was getting money. So whenever your boss of your label was broke and he was broke, right? The album that they did, Mr. Morale, doing the whole battle, laughing, talking about it was whack and this and that, and it ain't gonna sell. And when GNX came out and sold like 319 in the first week, they laughed. This guy, 319, he's supposed to be the man though, right? But he only did 319. And Drake come out with this, and they wanted to rave about him doing less than 250. And they, you got to think about the promotional sales. That's why we were telling you about the Billboard 200. Now the promotional sales, those promo, the ones that they had these little giveaways. Everyone here gets an album. See, you have to they write stuff off as a promotional push. Everybody here is going to get a free copy of the album. They have people there to listen to the project, and it goes from one level to another level. Now, they claim that this album is for the women. Dudes shouldn't even be talking about it. Party. Listen, Women were telling you they didn't like this album. It's 21 songs. It's 7 songs more than the last album he put out, was Honestly Nevermind. So all these 21 songs was way too much. Way too much. These so you could tell this was leftover material that they were working on that they never really finished or it got didn't make the album, they cut it, and then Drake just scribbled all over it. So this is quantity over quality. Like I said, I get an engineer credit because he had to do some remarkable work just to get this garbage out. Because it was like they recorded this, it's so destroyed. The mixing and everything is so terrible. I got to go in here and redo all of it. It is awful. So if this was a Valentine's Day album, right? And stay with me. I know most of y'all don't have women who are Drake fans in this chat. Y'all never had a woman before. Um, but one day, if you do get a woman, right? Let's just say you do get one. And for the women that's out here, this came out on Valentine's Day. Okay? And the intentions, right, was to make an album to have been, to make a record to sleep with somebody with. Okay? This is that's the theme of the album. So that you can sleep with somebody to this music, right? In theory. That's what the album is basing it off of. This is some sexy songs for you. So you could play what they called back in the day baby making music. This is supposed to be an album you could sleep with your partner with in practice. And this was more like a record to put you to sleep by yourself. No melatonin needed. Just play this album. You're going to go to sleep. You're going to go to sleep angry. You're going to go to sleep. There aren't really any highlights. A lot of lowlights. The album is just consistently vague and beige, if you want to say that. And it's more Drake's output and aura. He's hurt. He's vulnerable. He's not in the right space to be making music. And it comes out in his music. He's bitter at everybody. He's mad. And this isn't the first time Drake has had to come back from a rap battle with the Pusha T. He came right back and dropped Scorpion. He was right back on top. Push. I mean, Meek Mill called him out. He hit him with back to back views, shot right to the top. This comes out and it damaged him so much. He's destroyed. He could not bring himself up. He just went further down. It's done. So every time Drake has been humbled, he usually could come back. And when I told y'all he did not lose to Pusha T at all, y'all didn't want to believe it. Now you can see he didn't lose to Pusha T. Because if he'd lost to Pusha T, it would have went a different way. This is losing. This is way beyond losing. There's never been a more decisive loss in the history of a rap battle. This man just got publicly humiliated at the Super Bowl. This one record has been whooping his ass for almost a year. A year. And it's still in the top 10 in almost a year. Everybody was like, oh, it's going to be played out by the summer. Summer what? 2026? We almost back at the summer again. They said Not Like Us was going to get played out before the summer. You remember that? Oh, by the summertime, Not Like Us would be gone. We almost back around to the summer again. Damn. I didn't even see it going this long. But damn. Oh my goodness. Hit the like button, y'all, if y'all just got here. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. We gonna stay on for about 4 more minutes, and then we'll let y'all go. Popping out, you better not spell my name. Pickaboo. Yeah, everybody. I remember when Pickaboo first came out. I talked about, oh, Pickaboo whack. I don't like Pickaboo. Ugh, that's a wax. I'm like, Pickaboo whack. Pickaboo is crushing. Now everybody talking about Pickaboo. Just the Super Bowl. Everyone wants to come through with editing software. We do this, we do that. Everyone has it to where they feel that they could do these things and production costs. But we know when people are cutting corners. There isn't much rapping to speak about on this album. Not even R&B crooning. It's just like warbling of very low BPMs. It's very little variety. It's like every single on this track is like auto tune, and it's bad auto tune. It's not even synced up right. It's just a bad album. And people are still trying to pretend like this is some stylistic choice. It's a means of covering up an aesthetically flawed voice. Drake can't sing. And now people are like, man, it's time to admit Drake can't sing. He never could. Even the beat sometimes, the strongest aspect of it was like it seemed all programmed by computer, like it was all AI type beats. Drake was better off saying, "This is my AI album. I just wanted to fool you guys." He better off saying that. The Celibacy record, they was like Drake put his heart into writing that song. It's so confusing when you listen to that song. It's it's like cluttered. Right. There's no when you talk about R&B, what is R&B? Rhythm and blues, right? Rhythm and blues. Nothing about this. You'll get the blues from listening to it. You'll feel depressed that you even listen to this garbage. But where's the rhythm? There's no soul. No soul, baby. There's no soul in this music. There's no swing to it. It's flat. No bangers, baby. No vibe. It's just certain doggone D-riders like you got in this chat that's riding that wave of Champagne Sloppy. And Champagne Sloppy's ride is almost over. Last stop, no brakes, nobody's home. It's over, baby. You got to have soul with the E, without the E. It don't matter. Gotta have soul. You need to tie Drake up to a chair, put on some James Brown, put it on doggone J. Bree greatest hits, and let it play till the boy get his soul back. Where your daddy at, boy? You need to hang out with your daddy more. He'll be, boy, I ain't put this out there, man. Ain't no soul on that. Dad, if you heard that song I put out, no. No, I ain't heard it yet. He's like, I'm paying you to say you heard my song.
The song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No. That's why I said when you said you sample it, I was gonna say, well, you told me you were gonna do it. Dad, you ever heard the song? Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No. That's why. Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No.
Tell him again, Dennis.
Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No.
He turned away like, why do I even pay my father? Oh, God. Y'all thought I was capping. I know y'all thought I was just making that up. I told you this actually happened. Oh, you're right. It ain't funny. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah. Yo, daddy ain't listening to that crap, boy. Man, I ain't listening to that. You told me you were going to do it, but I ain't never heard that crap. Oh, man. Oh, my God. It's terrible.
Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No. That's why I said when you said you sample it, I was gonna say, well, you told me you were gonna do it. Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No. That's why I said when you said you sample it, I was gonna say, well, you told me you were gonna do it. Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No. That's why I said when you said you sample it, I was gonna say, well, you told me you were gonna do it. Dad, you ever heard the song I did where I sampled the beginning of that and then rapped over it? No.
Oh my God. No, you told me you was gonna do it, but no, I ain't never heard that. The look on Drake's face, he turned and looked at his boy. Now I know this whole stream live. Drake got mad and said he looked at his boy and was like, "Send that to my dad right now. Send it to him." He was mad. Hmm. So we reached that point. You have to drop on Pops. No. Hey man, it's been fun. I'll see y'all on the Patreon, man. Thank y'all for the love and support. Shouts out Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Welcome to HDII TV Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez and your boy. It's been an exit and get ready for this Patreon because it's gonna be cool. Cool, cool, cool. Ain't nobody bad like me. See, oh, yeah. What that spell? Not Drake. Ooh, oh, it ain't Drake. That dude just fake, can't you